Alright, so today I'll be installing some rear light accessories onto my 2014 Goldwing F6B. Here's the rear, and with stock they come with incandescent bulbs and they're alright, but what I was looking for were LEDs. The brighter they are, obviously, the safer you are at night while riding. And I already replaced the incandescents with LEDs. How it works with the stock settings and current settings, actually, when you apply the brakes, only the rear, this section illuminates brighter, while it's just riding. You have the riding lights on, or the running lights on, and only this section still illuminates. When the turn signals are activated, it's just this clear section that activates. So my goal is to have this entire section, the clear and the red, to have the red running light while riding, and the turn signals, once the turn signals are activated, this will turn amber, and when the turn signals are deactivated, it turns back to the red running light. Ideally, hopefully this works, the red running light will also illuminate even brighter when the brake lights are activated. So that's my goal. There's been a couple of times when a car almost rear-ended me because they couldn't see this small section. So just trying to be safer at night. So these accessories arrived, and to replace the turn signal light sockets to reflect the red running light as well as the brake light, as well as the turn signals, I have to change the socket out from the stock to these. Order these on eBay, super cheap. I'll provide the link. Hopefully this all works. I'll provide the link in my description area if you desire to order it from there. I also ordered these switchback lights, these LED lights that turn red and amber. So hopefully they're bright and work as well. For additional safety feature, I also ordered this back-off wig-wag brake light signal module. It's for bikes that have 2 brake lights, thus wig-wag. So anytime you change your bike and add anything to it, you need to check to see if it first works, so you can troubleshoot what happened. Anyway, just checking to see if the lights currently work. Here's the running light, there's the brake light, and here's my turn signals. So it all works. Lights work. That's good. And just a reminder, I did already install the LED bulbs. So I've already installed the flasher. If you were to put LED switchbacks or any kind of LED bulbs in the turn signal areas, you're going to need to replace the flashing module in the front. So since I already did that, I'm not going to go over it. If you need a link to show you how to install that, I'll be happy to provide that. So first thing you do to remove the rear light fixture, that's this. To remove that, you need to access 2 10mm acorn nuts, which is right here and right here. This one and this one. So you gotta remove that. And these acorn nuts are in your saddlebag, both of them. So there's 4 acorn nuts total, 2 in each bag. And they're toward the rear, obviously, because they're holding the rear light fixture. To the other side. So with the F6B, we have this panel that we need to remove. Got some wax. We have this panel that needs to be removed before you can pull out this rear light fixture. With the full Goldwing, with the trunk, they don't have this plastic panel. So the full Goldwings, they just remove the 4 10mm acorn nuts from the saddlebags, and this actually just pulls, this fixture just pulls right out, super easy. However, with the F6B, we have this wonderful plastic piece that we have to remove. And to remove it, there's 2 gaps right here next to the turn signals. You can fit 2 fingers in, depending on the size of your hands. And you just gently pull the ends, the 2 ends come out, and just be careful. I hate dealing with plastics. Worried about breaking off the tabs. Anyway, just gently keep pulling. And voila, boom. As you'll notice, here's the 2-finger gap I was referring to. Right here. And so you have this tab, these are what comes out, and two of these. So once you get these out, looks like you just pull this straight out. Okay, put this in a safe place, and then this picture just comes straight out. Boom, easy as that. And this is what it looks like. Put some light on this. Look, dusty. Whenever I pull things out, I like to clean it. Might as well take this opportunity. I'm certainly not going to show you how I clean my stuff, waste your time, but this is what the fixture looks like. Nice and dusty. Here's the turn signal, this one, and this one. And here's the brake lights. Okay? Brake light and running light. So I'm going to be removing this socket after I clean it all. I'll remove this socket, and then I'll show you how to, what wires to cut through and so forth. Okay, so I tested the wiring setup on the left side, and it works. So what I was able to do is, I can't get the brake light to activate on the left side of the turn signal because I haven't figured it out. There's only 3 wires out of this new socket, and one obviously is the ground. The green with yellow stripe is the ground out of this new socket. The green and yellow stripe's the ground. The white with black stripe, that's going to be your turn signal, and that connects to your turn signal wire. And the red with the blue stripe, that's going to be your running light. So if you want the brake light to activate on in lieu of the running light on your turn signal areas, you could do that. You just connect it to your brake light instead of your running light. So that's your choice. I'd rather for now I'd rather just go ahead and go with the running light, since I don't activate the brakes as much as the running lights continue to activate. Anyway, so it's only 3 wires. I tried to connect the brake and the running light together into the red and blue stripe wire, but that didn't work. It was just the brake light was superseding the running light, so it was just all illuminating. So that didn't work. So you could choose brake light or running light, whichever one you want. The running light is this beige with white stripe. That's the stock. Beige with white stripe is your running light. If you choose the brake light wire, it's going to be the green with the red stripe. Okay, and your ground is going to be the solid green. All right. The turn signal for the stock is going to be, for the left turn signal is going to be your orange wire, and your ground is going to be your green. So you just connect the wires together, from the new socket to the stock, and you'll notice that I just have these posse tips. They're cool. I like them for what I use. See, posse tips. These are for like 18 gauge wires. They have them for smaller ones like 16 gauge. And you notice that I ran I spliced the running light. I just added some red wire to give it more length. Some 18 gauge wiring you could get at any auto store to allow the socket to go into the housing. So I just added the additional wire using one of these connectors, the posse tips. Instead of cutting, I personally don't like to cut into the stock wire if I don't have to. I checked the housing, or the lighting fixture still works by having all this stuff inside, and I didn't want to cut off the stock socket yet because I'm not sure about the longevity of the new socket and the bulb. So just to be on the safe side for now, I just wanted to use the posse tips before I cut anything or solder anything. So so I just taped the socket, the stock socket, so the dust wouldn't fall in. Okay, and I also taped the new socket into the housing because the new socket going into the housing was a little loose. It would tighten, but it would loosen a little bit. So I just used some electrical tape and taped it down to the housing so it wouldn't move. Hopefully that works. And I just have the lighting fixture hooked up with this bungee to help stabilize it while I worked on it. So yeah, the light turned amber when the turn signals were activated, and it turned to the running light when it was deactivated. So I'm going to work on the right side now. Okay, so to remove the, we're on the right side now. So to remove the right side turn signal bulb, this is the turn signal bulb, and you just turn it to the right and then pull it out. As you can see, I have my LED bulb in there. That's just a red LED bulb. It's not the new one. So you're gonna just pull the bulb out. Boom, easy. Set it aside. And I forgot to mention earlier, if you want to just remove this socket, this gray part, to allow more space in your housing, if you wanted to keep it instead of cutting it off from the stock wiring, you could just simply press this this little lever and push down, and it pulls right out. Boom. This is what it looks like. And you can set it aside and just tape this up if you wanted to keep it so none of the dust gets inside. But For me, I just like to keep everything on the bike so I don't have to look for it later, try to find the socket heads if I decide to choose to go back to the stock. But I could always remove that later once I'm happy with this new setup. So I'm going to cut the sleeve a little bit so I can access the wires. Okay, so just pull the sleeve back, and so the blue wire, that's going to be your right turn signal, stock turn signal wire, and your green wire is your ground. Okay. And I'm going to cut the sleeve back on the brake light area. Just be careful not to cut your wires. So again, the tan and the white stripe, that's going to be your running light. The green with the red stripe, that's going to be your brake light wire, and the solid green is your ground. So I'm going to tap into those. Okay, so I'm going to take this bulb. It's the new switchback bulb that turns red and amber. I'm going to just plug it in to the new socket. Make sure it's seated all the way. And I'm just going to put it in the housing. Sometimes when you have these aftermarket sockets, they're different from the stock as far as how they're seated into the housing. So just compare the two. This one should fit. I've read some posts online that somebody had to notch off a small section of it. However, this one, I guess I was fortunate to get one that fits. So, just going to seat that in. So once it's seated in, you just twist it to the right. And it stays locked. So, like I mentioned before, I'm going to tape that new socket down so it doesn't move, since it is an aftermarket socket. Okay, what I really should have done is test the right side before I fixed everything, but I'll go ahead and test it now before I tighten this up. Nice. Look at that. Boom. Running lights. Here's the brake. Boom. Turn signal. Nice. Turns into amber. That's the right turn signal. Left. Nice. Hazard. Awesome. Brake. All working. So I'm gonna button that up. Okay, I got the fixture seated, snug, and we have our plastic piece. So I'm going to line up the grommets right here, these two grommets first, to the holes. Okay, so now that the plastic piece is in, it's time to fasten the 4 10mm acorn nets that's in the salad bags, 2 on each side. Now for the left side. Okay, so everything's all fastened. It's time to test it. Running light. Nice. All red. Brake light. Wig wag. Model or mode 2. Maintaining the brake. Still solid. Press again, wig wag, solid, perfect. Turn signals. Turn signals. Right turn signal, amber, nice. Let's see what happens when the brake light hits. Nice. Turn signal. Nice. Works. Hazards. Nice. Boom. Everything works. Yay. All right. Project complete.